What's good? What's good? I'm back, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure y'all give me the like, the follow, comments, all that good stuff. We got a guest coming on in a few. Gonna give him a little bit of time while we're waiting on him. Of course, it's fight week again. You got BKC Fight Night Clearwater, Gaskins versus Guyman, which replaced um, Connor Cook versus the oh man, I forgot who it was. Jared Warren. So that got replaced. I really feel like the Reber versus Oxendine should have got moved up to the main event, and they could have made Gasket versus Guyman the co-main event. But it should still be a good fight. You got Quentin Gaskins versus Matt Guyman, Royal Ryan Reber versus Joshua Oxendine, Crystal Van Wyck versus Kat Paprocki, Tony Murphy versus Skylar Mahler, Michael Heckert versus Justin Walters, Brandon Superman Allen versus Lucas Jones, Frankie Solomon Jr. versus Ricky Macanico, and you got Jason D'Annunzio versus Anthony Foy, and then you got a few free fights as well. And actually, the Anthony Foy got replaced with another opponent. You got Thomas Jungles versus Anthony Grubbs first fight, Chachi Versace versus Gabriel Hernandez making his debut, and Terry Williams making his debut versus Bolo Carthen as well. I want to go over the last fight card too. Last weekend was crazy. I went to sleep, and BKC was in Denver, so it started at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then passed out after the card, and then woke up and at like 6 something 7 the Australia card was going on. I only got to see like the last few fights at Australia card. Hayes Happy got his revenge and won the rematch. But you had the Denver card. Kamosi got beat by Esteban Rodriguez. I don't know what anybody's going to do versus Esteban Rodriguez. Just the way he comes out, and he just tries to take your head off out the gate. He'll just start clinching you and uppercutting you with body shots and face shots, and he pretty much put Kamosi into retirement. All right, let's bring on our guest. Who actually fights in the cruiserweight division as well. He will be fighting at BKFC 89 Palm Desert, May 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. He's undefeated in the bare knuckle, 2-0 in the BKFC, and he'll be fighting at the Acrisure Arena, Palm Desert, California, against Cody Kerr. Let's bring on the one and only Iman Stross Williams. How you doing,
Hello.
man?
I'm trying to figure out this camera thing, brother. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
This is interesting.
So
What's
how
up,
the
brother?
weather out there? How's the weather out there?
Sunny California. It's nice, man. California weather is always good.
So I like what I've been seeing from you so far. You 2-0. You about to go against this Cody Kerr. Before we get into that, though, I just want to get to know you. So for people just discovering you, who was Amon Williams outside the ring?
Outside the ring, Iman is a normal guy. I have a normal job. I work at a restaurant over here in LA. I work, I train, and I run my own little small business. And that's really about it, man. I have a son, but I keep him off my social media as much as I can. So, yeah, that's really about it.
So where'd your nickname come from?
So it's a derivative of Monster. So my nickname growing up was Monster. So I wanted to change it up and just kind of have my own thing. There's like the Mexican Monster or like the Monster. So it's just like, there's so many, monster names. So I just try to get something unique, which was my own. So Stross has
Mm.
been like my nickname since I was a young or an early teenager. So I've just been kind of rolling with that.
Okay, so it's Stross, not Stross.
Yeah, Stross, Iman
Okay.
Stross Williams, the Stross, all that. It all works. It even works in third person and everything.
So what first got you into combat sports?
My dad is a Fighter. My dad's a former champion. He's Jeremy Williams. My dad was a boxer in the '90s and the early 2000s. In my opinion, is the last good heavyweight era for boxing. So
Yeah.
yeah, so my dad was a fighter. My grandfather was not a boxer, but he was very close to the boxing industry. My There's a lot of pictures of Muhammad Ali, and my grandfather's like off to the right or something like that. So
Okay.
there's a long history and lineage of fighting in my family. So it's just kind of like you know passing the torch.
So you originally started in boxing. How'd you end up in the BKFC?
I got into BKFC because a buddy of mine, Keith Officer Richardson, he fought. He
Oh,
was good. He was going into bare knuckle, and he's a buddy of mine, a longtime buddy of
yeah.
mine. And yeah, so I was boxing. He'd been to a couple of my fights, and he was telling me like, "Yeah, man, you'd be great for bare knuckle and for your style and how you get down. And I'm better than a lot of these guys and all that fun stuff." So yeah, I went out to one of his fights and I worked his corner. And after I did his corner work, I saw the event, and Bare Knuckle was pitching me, and they wanted me to come fight for them. So I saw and witnessed two events, and after I went to two, I was like, yeah, I want to give this a shot. I want to try this.
I actually just interviewed Keith for the first time recently. Really great guy. And you're actually in the same weight class too, right?
I believe so. Yeah, we're
So
205ers.
y'all being good friends, y'all would never fight, right?
Hopefully not, brother. I don't want to fight Keith. That's my boy right there.
So what was your first reaction after winning your first bare knuckle fight?
I can do this. I can take this to where I want it to go, which is I want to get a title shot. I want to show that I can be at the top of this division and the top of this sport, and I can obviously make myself some money. So that's the big game while we're all in this. So
Yeah. So coming over from boxing, do you feel like your style might be even more fit for bare knuckle?
I think so because, in my opinion, a lot of the basics, a lot of the boxing basics translate well to bare knuckle. A lot of ones and twos, a lot of straight shots down the pipe, and a lot of staying long and hitting guys. And then when they get in close, tearing up to the body, which is what I do, which is why my first two guys went down off body shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching that again the other day, man. Like that was a crazy body shot. I think it was your second opponent. Like you hit him straight in the gut. He was done, man. And like he didn't want to get back up. Neither one of your
Yeah,
opponents wanted to get back up. They might disagree with my assessment, but watching it again, they both gave up, dude.
yeah, man. It's because if you watch both, which I'm sure you did, I started investing in the body early, which I always
Yeah.
do because that's just boxing 101. I'm not just a headhunter like a lot of these guys are. So I was going upstairs and downstairs, and I started that early. So I started investing in the body really, really early. So, by the time I get to those shots where I'm hitting them with the body like that, I've already invested so much money into that little piggy bank that I've obviously broke the piggy bank, which is why they quit and they give up off those body shots.
And I think it's impressive when you take out a guy with a body shot, especially like a shot to the gut or something, and he don't want to get back up or can't get back up. I think that's really impressive because you don't always see that in bare knuckle. I don't think.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much. It's just technical. It's boxing 101, man. Upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs.
So, what do you focus on most heading into your next fight?
For this fight, which same thing, same game plan never changes for anything. Hands up, long, strong shots, body shots, head shots. I'm a bit of a soft tissue guy, so there's not a lot of hooks coming around to the side of the head. It's a lot of straight down the pipe, where I can be far away in like fencing in a way. Boom, pop, boom, pop, pop, boom, pop.
Yeah.
You know, using my range, which is where I'm effective because I'm an effective long range. I'm an accurate striker.
And how much do you know about your opponent, Cody Kerr?
I don't know much about Cody Kerr. I've watched what I can find on Cody Kerr. I watched his other fight as well. I thought the guy that they gave him was a bit of a fucking wash. So, you know,
You said
we're
it,
gonna
not
see.
me.
We're gonna go from there, man. Because I'm no pillow biter. So I'm gonna fucking do my thing, man.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. His last opponent was a wash. I've seen him quit on another fight as well.
Yeah. So you
And
got a couple
like
guys that are you know tough guys, but not really fake tough guys.
now that fight got kind of feisty in the weigh-in. Do you expect any feistiness in the weigh-in?
That's not necessarily my game, but
Yeah.
if any man steps into my fucking space, I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm a see you fight night type of guy. You know what I mean? So
So in bare knuckle, being that like you only see maybe one fight from your opponent, man, it's always got to be a situation I'm thinking where it's always about your game plan and that's it.
always, I never play in anyone else's game plan. I'm an offensive fighter. I'm a bit of a slow starter, but that's because I'm a bit busy downloading data and figuring out my real plan of attack and how because I think of my plans of attack or my offense as like a utility belt. So I have a few different tools in my dispense. So I always start just a little bit slow so I can figure out what exactly I want to do and what I got to do, and then I put that tool to work.
And so we talked about you made your last two opponents pretty much quit. Are you looking to try to get the same results with this one?
I'm looking to win, man. However it comes, however it comes. If they drop off body shots, they drop off a body shot. If they go down off, a shot to the head, a shot to the arm, whatever, I'm taking wins as they go. A win is a win. I'm not looking for anything in particular. I'm just fighting my game.
And none of your fights have really went the distance so far. Like, how confident are you in like your cardio going the distance?
Oh, great cardio. I'm always confident in my cardio. I've always had good cardio. I've always been able to be nice and offensive. I know because I'm a boxer by trait. I know how to do little things in order to recover while I'm still staying active in a fight. So, like I said, I have many tools at my disposal. So I try to utilize all my tools.
So how's your camp been going so far? Your fight camp?
My camp's been going great. I sparred for the first time today, and I had great results. I did 6 rounds. Didn't get tired. I did 6 3-minute rounds. I fought for as long as my sparring partner could go. He tapped before I did, so and then I'm sparring again this week and next week and the week following after that. So training's going good. Running's good. I potentially could be in camp with another heavyweight or potentially Pacquiao's team, someone from Pacquiao's team. So camp's
Okay.
well.
And like as the camp like starts getting harder or the training gets tougher, like what motivates you to keep going?
The win I got coming up, or the fact that I have a little bit of a mental where if I'm sitting here doing nothing, what's Cody Kerr doing? Is he doing something or doing nothing? I'm gonna bet he's doing something because I would. So therefore, I just keep
Yeah.
I keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, because you are definitely going to be a way tougher opponent for him. A way tougher opponent than his last one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I've been doing this a little bit longer. It's not my first rodeo.
And like you said, when you get a opponent that is a wash like that, it's kind of hard to gauge how good the guy really is, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen anything you feel like is a weakness on him?
Nothing I'd like to omit yet out loud,
Chad,
but
yeah.
we can always come back to this after the fight.
And just like watching his last weigh in his fight, he seems like a scrappy kind of dude, like one of those guys that probably got in a lot of fights and got in trouble back in the days.
A trouble kid. That's cool. That's great. That is more power to him for everything he thinks he's got working or going for him. I hope he trains hard and I hope he's running and all that good shit that everyone's supposed to do. Because I definitely will. And not my first fight. And my emotions aren't involved. I don't think of him as a violent, evil person. I think of him as an opponent. I'm gonna get in there
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do my work. I'm gonna get my shots. I'm gonna set up my work the way I always do, and I'm gonna come out victorious like I always do.
Are you like a guy that's into calling people out, like to try to get a certain fight?
Oh yeah, I want to fight Trey. I want to fight what's his name, Kenzie Morrison. That's what I would like to fight. Just because his dad is Tommy Gunn, Tommy the Duke
Kenzie,
Morrison. He fought.
why him specifically?
Oh, because of his dad. So my dad is obviously a somebody in boxing. My dad's,
Oh, okay.
famous. His dad is Tommy the Duke Morrison, Tom formerly known as also as Tommy Gunn from Rocky Five. So, his dad is. Well, his dad also was a fucking an
Yeah,
axe
yeah,
murderer. That's literally an axe murderer when it came to boxing. So I just think that would be a good fight for him as far as like marketing,
yeah.
also for my father and who his father is, God rest his soul, R.I.P. And then everything, going on around that. He's also a good boxer, a good fighter. I think that'll be something a little bit more towards what the fans will be really looking for. Some top level guys who are good at their craft,
So
sons of somebody's, you know what I mean? So
now, would that be a bare knuckle fight or a boxing fight?
that would be bare knuckle. That would be for BKFC because he already fought on bare
Is
knuckle.
he in the BKFC?
He fought on
Oh,
BKFC.
is
He
he in
fought in
BKFC though?
yeah, he fought on the
Okay,
Texas card.
okay. And I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he fought on the Texas card.
And he's a cruiserweight too.
Nah, he's a heavyweight, but he's a small heavyweight. He's like a 225 heavyweight, 220.
Okay.
And my walk around weight is 220. And I get down to 205 to fight. So I could easily stay right there and fight him at 220.
Now, are you primarily fighting in cruiserweight for BKFC?
Yes, because they keep offering me these big fucking fat guys, and I'm not trying to fight the big heavies, man. I'm trying to come in there a little
The
bit of a
big
big guy
heavies.
myself. Yeah, man, I want to come in there and be the bigger man myself. So I'd rather
Yeah,
come in
yeah.
there and be 10 pounds heavier from rehydrating and getting back up to my normal athletic weight, and then be somewhat of the thicker man.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the heavyweight division. You do got a lot of those big heavies in there. Those flabby kind of chunky guy. They big as hell, but they're not cutting and stuff.
They don't have to. They don't have to make
Yeah,
weight. You just got to show
nah.
up.
That's crazy. So, what's your opinion about the cruiserweight division right now with the title change?
I think it's crazy, man. I think it's good. What's his name? I don't know his name off the top of my head, but Mohawk. He's
Esteban Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's cool, man. I've spoken to him on social media. We've spoken on Instagram briefly, and that's really about it. But this was before he went on his run. So I think he's fucking awesome. And he beat Chris Camozzi, who I thought was really, 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 really good. So good to him, man. And if the stars align and he's still there, which I'm sure he will be by the time I get there, then I look forward to moving around Mohawk.
Yeah, he made light work of Chris Camozzi, man.
Yeah, he's an offensive
He's
juggernaut, man.
brutal. He's brutal. He's brutal
Yeah,
with it.
he's the close your eyes and just keep on swinging type of guy.
I mean, you had a few good guys. I think if you win this one, there's a few good guys you could probably try to call out. And I know, you know, uh, Tomahawk, he's definitely looking for another fight as well. You got Mohawk and you got Tomahawk. I can't even think of my man's name. Steve Townsend, really good, tough fighter. I think in your division. You got Joseph Career still, Lex Ludlow.
Yeah, there's
Which
some good guys up there.
no disrespect to Lex Ludlow, I feel like he hasn't really had no tough competition yet.
Yeah, there's some good competition, man. These guys are doing well.
So, where do you see yourself a year from now in BKFC?
Top five, top three, top 10. Obviously, I believe I'm top 20 now. Obviously, I haven't fought in whatever 6 months or whatever it is, but you know, but trying to push myself into top 10, which is what I hope this fight will do.
Well, they don't got nobody ranked on 5 looking at their website. I mean, Ludlow is only 3-0 with not a tough competition. I would say your competition has probably been tougher than his, in my opinion.
Okay, well then, hopefully this is the one. You know what I mean? This is the one to put
And
me in the top five, top 10.
And how would you personally rate your competition? Like, cause you fought him.
The first one, I believe, Gabe Mata was very tough. He was definitely
Yeah.
someone who's ready and willing to bang with me and all that shit, and for sure was trying to knock me out, and I was I was happy for it. It's kind of weird how that shit had got how that shit goes into mind. Like, all right, fuck yeah. And then and then Lewis Glover, sweet Lou, God bless his soul. He was a little bit different, and I feel like after our first couple of exchanges, I feel like a little bit of the deer in headlights come in, with my footwork and how I was moving. I just don't think he was prepared for my athletic ability, and striking ability. So I believe I've had some tough competition, man. Some tough guys that have been tough and physical, and Cody Kurz is going to be right on that list. I don't ever put nothing past no man. I'll never call him a chump because I haven't fought the man. So, I got to
Yeah.
give him the respect, and I'm gonna get through him on May 22nd.
So you guaranteeing a win.
For myself, yeah. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
I don't sleep and dream of losing. I sleep and dream of winning. I sleep of dreaming of and fight of how I'm gonna beat this person. How I'm gonna keep continuing to put myself in better and better positions in this sport.
Yeah, 'cause I did an interview with somebody recently. We were talking about like thing about fighting is both sides, as soon as you sign the contract, you have to say you're gonna win. You have to think you're gonna win. Cause if not, I mean, why are you doing this? Like you just gonna get an interview. Yeah, yeah, I think Stross is gonna knock me out in the first round. I would be like, what the fuck? Like, dude.
I think I'll do okay. I think everything's gonna be all right. I'm like, all right, for sure. So you keep thinking that, buddy. Great fucking mindset you have. And for me, you know, I'm there is nothing but that. I don't think nothing about losing. I think all about fucking winning.
And can fighting like because there's a guy that's always gonna lose. You got a whole card, you're gonna have 12 fights usually. It's 24 fighters, there's 12 guys that's gonna lose. Like fighting, you almost sometimes guys gotta be delusional, right? At the same sense, even like if you think you might lose, you still gotta think you're gonna win, right?
Yeah, sure. And for sure, definitely. You have to be to bounce up what you just said. You have to be delusional to want to be a fighter. So
Yeah.
there has to be a little bit of crazy to you. What's his name? The gentleman that's now the champion, Mohawk. You think he's you think he thinks about anything other than winning and being a fucking badass and raising his hands up and now being a champion? Nah, because he's delusional, but delusional in the right
Yeah.
way. Like all the
Yeah.
guys in my sport and all the guys, Conor McGregor, all the Muhammad Ali, all of them, they're all delusional.
You know, I know fighters, y'all respect the other fighters when y'all fight them. As a fan on the outside looking in, like we never really respect quitters in sports. Like, what's your take? Like, I know bare knuckles more brutal. Sometimes guys try to give guys excuse, but I even like your opponent's last opponent, the way he quit, I'm just like, I can't respect that. Like, quitting in sports is not acceptable, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, in competitive combat sports where somebody's paying you to do something, I'm sure I'm sure there's a lot of guys who their mindset is I have to get through the first 30 seconds to get this paycheck. My money's guaranteed after the first minute. You know what I mean? I don't know. I wouldn't know because I don't know. I don't have that mindset, but I'm
Yeah,
sure there's a lot of people that are like that.
and
There's a lot of
there
people
is
that
some
still
fighters
get
like
paid.
that, right?
I'm sure there are. I
Yeah,
don't know them. I'm not one of them, but
yeah,
uh,
yeah. As a
I
fan
don't
on
know.
the outside looking in, it's like if in basketball you quit on the team, everybody in the arena hates you for
Yeah.
that home team. I think it should be the same way for the fighters. Especially like it's one thing to like get you break your arm like Juggernaut. Like
Oh
freak
yeah.
accident, you break
I
your
was
arm.
I was at that fight.
I mean, that was
Yeah,
ugly. That was
I
that
saw
would
that
look
one.
really nasty. But yeah, what are you gonna do? The guy broke his arm. He's pretty much gotta quit. But like, you punch a guy, he don't even got a scratch or no blood or nothing. It's like you here for a paycheck and just to put pro bare knuckle fighter on your Instagram.
I mean, it looks cool. There's a lot of guys like that, but those are the guys that get hurt, man. Those are the guys
Yeah,
that get hurt, bro, because they run into motherfuckers like Mohawk, like Tomahawk, like Juggernaut, like the Stross, like Kai
like you,
Stewart. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like they run into motherfuckers like us, bro, who are fucking. I'm not taking no prisoners, bro. I'm trying to fuck you up. I want to hurt you. I want to put you down, brother.
Well, I like what I've seen so far, man, from you. I think you got a really good chance in your weight division. I know it's going to be a tough climb. I mean, because even I think Lesio Sakaro has to get another title shot probably because that was an interim, so he didn't really lose the belt.
Yeah,
You know,
future's bright, man. I'm excited. Should be good, but right now, all this stuff is great. But I'm focused on Cody Kerr. I'm focused on May 22nd. On getting through that
and
hurdle,
and
and
you said you ain't fought in 6 months. I mean, have you been trying to get more fights than that?
I've been trying to fight for bare knuckle. We had a few conversations between my agent and them about getting me on a potential few other cards, but once they decided that they were going to come back to California for Acrisure, they
Yeah.
decided to just put me on the shelf and wait for Acrisure. And I had an offer to fight for a boxing with gloves, and I debated doing it, but it was a little too close, and bare knuckle was calling, so I just decided to keep focused on this.
And was this a smaller promotion? The boxing
Uh,
one?
no, it was Zufa.
Okay.
Yeah, so Zufa. I got there was a gentleman who contacted my agent from Zufa, and nothing went through. Nothing went through, obviously, but it was the fact that there was a look for that and a potential rematch between a gentleman that I fought boxing named Larry Gomez for Fight Book.
Okay.
So that's yeah, just a few things, but nothing went through. So it's all about the money too, brother. So the money's a little bit better on
Yeah.
Bare Knuckle. They're paying a little bit better.
And you would think that they could do more California cards with so many big cities in California, I would
It's all
think.
the it's all taxes, baby. Taxes,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
there's
You're
no
right. California is terrible with the taxes. I forgot.
all taxes, man.
Because they said what was it? Was it whoever won the Super Bowl, Sam Darnold, I guess when he played in San Francisco, they said like they taxed the hell out of him when he barely made any money for playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all taxes, man. That's why there's no super fights in California.
That's why.
That's it. That's the only
Wow.
reason why we've never had super fights and all these mega. They're always in Vegas because the taxes are better. They're always in Vegas or Florida or overseas. Like just it's all taxes, man.
So they just fucking up the game and fucking up themselves over there in California, basically with that.
Sure, for sure. That's why
Cause
as
y'all just
fighters
got
too, man. For me,
yeah,
I'll fight on another card. I'll go to any other state. I'd love to fight in Florida, man. Those Florida cards are
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Those Florida cards are nice. What's his name? The
They're
cash
always the
cow.
most stacked. Yeah, yeah. Duran, Brian
I'm
El Gallo Duran.
yeah, El Gallo. I know the man, bro. I've met him a few times. I met him at a few fights. We've had a few conversations. He's a cool guy, bro. I can't get in contact with him because he's so booming on social media right
Yeah.
now. But yeah, bro, he's a good dude too, and I'd love to get on one of his cards. I have family in Florida, so I can fight out of Florida. So on the
It's
horizon in the future,
it's funny that you called them his cards because I think that's exactly how he would describe them as well.
bro. He's the main draw. He's
Yeah,
he's the
he's
superstar,
putting money in everybody's pockets out there, man, like crazy, yo.
including himself, bro. Good for him.
Yeah. And that is always the most stacked card, in my opinion, is that Seminole Hard Rock Cafe. The Hollywood, Florida cards are always the most stacked. It really is.
And I'd love to be on one of those. That's for sure.
And they get the celebrities that come out. They get the big names. And that's another thing. Y'all out there in California, y'all got so many Hollywood names. They're really like they
Bro,
really
none of them
messing
give
up
a
the
fuck
game.
about bare knuckle. None of them care about bare knuckle. We got too
They
much
don't?
going on here. It's California, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got
I
too
can see
much
that.
going on. We dictate what's cool around the world. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it used to be New York City, but they don't dictate nothing no more.
hmm
Well, before we let you go, man, any shout outs you want to do? If you got any sponsors or shout outs to any of your coaches or something?
Yeah, just a few. I've got Chamba Boxing. That's one of my coaches. I got Fortune's Gym, the gym that I fight out of and rep. I have a sponsor, Kirgo.com. That's where you can gamble on all your gambling needs. You can use code Stross to log in. And my newest sponsor is Solisca. It's a new tequila that I'm working with out of Jalisco.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get some new trunks made with the Solisca branding on me. So shouting out to Solisca as well. Thank you for sponsoring me and being very kind to me and taking good care of me. And yeah, man, shout out to myself as well. Only one Stross on all my socials. And yeah, man, that's it.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time out. You a friend of the show now. You can come back on anytime. Definitely gonna be tuning in. Wishing you the best of luck on your fight.
Thank you.
Definitely interested to see your card. I probably interviewed a few guys off of this card. I just interviewed it. Nate Maness. And matter of fact, who do you got for the main event in your card?
Who is the main event again? Just remind me.
Jamel Herring versus Nate Maness.
Oh, I'm gonna do Nate Maness.
Yeah, I'm thinking he might win it too, man. He's looking pretty good so far in BKFC.
Yeah, for sure. But it should be good, man. I got a few of my buddies that are fighting on the card. Keith is fighting. I believe Cody
Yep,
Vidal.
yep.
That's my boy. Cody Vidal. That's
Okay,
my boy. Keith. That's my boy. Shit. I think Yevgeny, the sailor's fighting. Yevgeny Kurdanov. That's also my boy. Yep,
okay.
Yevgeny is fighting. So I got a few of my. That's my Russian homie right there. So yeah, man, doing good, bro. Everything's going good. It's gonna be a good card, bro. Hope to see you there.
Well, I'm out in North Carolina, man, so I definitely won't make it, man. But I'll be tuning in, man. So I'm
Okay.
out here on the East Coast, so it's a little distance. Even though our liquor brand that I own 1% of, they're based out of there. Dizzle, their home office is out in California. Plus, my pops is buried in Rose Hill Memorial Park. You familiar with that?
Yeah. What part of California is that? North, Central?
I don't know exactly where part he's buried in. I think it's near like Long Beach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, down in Long Beach. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma, she used to stay out LA back in the days, near a high school called like Jordan High School, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Long Beach, Jordan. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, she stayed right across from there. I used to go visit back in the days, and her pops was buried out there. But like one of my business partners in the liquor brand, actually all of them are out there in LA. So yeah.
Well, if you guys are looking to sponsor, I'm available.
Yeah, I'll let them know, man. See what's up, cause I'll be telling them about the bare knuckle. My guys ain't really got onto it yet and stuff like that. But bare knuckle starting to become my favorite sport, man. It really is.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Well,
Well, I
enjoy the
appreciate
rest
you,
of your
sir.
day, man. And I'll definitely be tuning in, and I'll make sure I clip up some clips and we'll help promote you, man.
Let me know, man. We can collab on anything you want, man.
All right, man. Enjoy your
All
day,
right.
man.
God bless you,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Anytime. Peace. Well, there you have it. Iman Stross Williams, and he will be on the Palm Desert card, which will be interesting as well. I mean, they still got BKC Fight Night Clearwater, which is this Friday, 24th, 8 p.m. You got Blood for Blood, which is the heavy metal and bare knuckle going on. They only got like 4 fights on that one. They got the Terrible versus Cameron Delano, which I think is a rodeo guy. Both of these guys got a shit ton of followers. Jake Boswick and Roderick Stewart. Kratos versus Brock Walker. And you got the ladies Taylor Starling versus Marisol Rulas. So that one would definitely be interesting. And you got Palm Desert right here, which is Jamel Herring versus Nate Maness. Go check out the interview I did with Maness recently as well. 1-0, 2-0, basically fighting for the interim bantamweight when Joy Boy basically won the interim title versus Reber, and then he gave the title up afterwards. And I guess he's just gonna fight in the weight class again. You got Cody Votto versus Jomi Escoboza. That's gonna be interesting when Jomi's got 12 BKSC fights under his belt. BKSC vet Chase Gormley, who I'm looking to interview here as well. I got to follow up with him and set up that interview. He'll be fighting with Levi Acosta. I think Chase said he works in a prison, so he got them long hours and a crazy schedule, but we're gonna make it work. And you got Eric Soto versus Juan for Figueroa. David Diaz versus Anthony Sanchez. Daniel Alvarez versus Jared Lennon. My guy Ryan Ryu Peterson versus Darren Whitley. And Evgeny Cardinal versus Eric Lopez. Keith the Officer Richardson versus Devin Schwann. And Devin Schwann's 1-0. He actually fought a guy interviewed on my other podcast, which his name is Jesse Pringle. He's actually a singer, and he fought for BKC. He's a cruiserweight. Really, really good singer. Dope voice. Soulful voice. But he actually lost that fight. But yeah, so Jesse Pringle is actually a friend of the show. We submit a lot of music. Then you got Mon Williams versus Cody Kerr right here. And Ethan Trout versus Steven Stansberry. And Ricardo Talavera Jr. versus Victor Flor. So it looks like the free fights would be how many? They might have 2 or 3 free fights on this one. There's no telling. How many fights we got on this card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Yep. And we still got a few more events as well. You got BKFC, Birmingham, Tyranny versus Franco. May 20th, you got BKFC Fight Night Hollywood, Lane versus Henry. Those cards are usually super stacked. That's the one we're talking about. You got BKFC Nashville. Still don't know what that going on with that. Yes, I can't wait to see what that's in the state next to mine. And BKFC Fight Night Hammond Van Camp versus Cisneros. I know I butchered his name. And they got most of that fight card is damn near out. Arnold Adams is coming back. He's fighting Steve Banks. Brandon Conley's fighting on that card. Alex Davis, Gabriel Mota, who's Amon Williams' first opponent. Thomas Angeloff, Ronnie Hauser, Justin Street, who I'm be interviewing Monday. Got Steve Morrison on there. Casey Moses as well. Man, BKFC is just putting on fight card after fight card after fight card. And I'm trying to see what they got on this Hollywood, Florida card. I can't believe they got this guy fighting again after he tried to quit because it's acting like his back was hurt. I ain't gonna call him out. You know who he is. Everybody know who he is. Shouts out to my man John Dozier. Appreciate you tuning in. Mystic Black MMA, Sean Clabo, No Chance 1992. Let's see, Nightmare Street. Appreciate you, Justin. We'll be interviewing you real soon. Aubrey Savon, Cito Navarro, appreciate you. Golden Boy MMA, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody tuning in on YouTube, Facebook as well. We about to wrap it up. Appreciate Mon Williams for taking the time out to do the interview. And it's crazy. Like it's just becoming such a small world with doing all these interviews that everybody I interview is just connected to somebody I interview. And we still got James Dalzell. We'll be interviewing him as well. My guy from Canada fought for BKFC, and he's fought in the Ice Wars, and he's fought for other bare knuckle fight promotions in Canada as well. Really great guy. Be a third time having him on. And I'll probably start having, I'm about to start doing a recap show here soon. Start bringing on a few guys to basically recap all the fight cards after they happen. Just go over the fights, give our opinion or what we thought of the fights, which fights were really the best, and just what we think about some of the fighters, because I ain't gonna lie, there's a guy that's still ain't won a BKSC. I think it's about time that they just like let him go, unless he's just there to like basically be a guy that you put up against a home guy and that the home guy is gonna beat him every time, so the crowd at home will be happy and celebrate, and that their home guy won. Like there's definitely some fighters that are just fighting just to get a paycheck because they're never gonna freaking win. There really is. There really is. And I mean, I I get it, you know. You want to make a living as a fighter, but at the same time, man, it's like competition in sports, man. At some point, you want to win, and if you're not winning at all, you go like 0 and 5, 0 and 6, 0 and 7 and bare knuckle. I think it might be time to try something else. And, you know, and I think at some point a fight promotion has to just say enough's enough. Y'all don't let Zach Kalmus go when he lost 3 straight fights. So if a guy loses 6 straight fights, it's probably time to go, especially in bare knuckle, because I don't see bare knuckle like I don't know if I see guys retiring like with 50 bare knuckle fights under the belt. I could be wrong because it's still young in the game. You got Perdomo's 11-0. You got Jomi 12 fights under his belt. Jimmy Sweeney's got a shit ton of fights. Maybe he's like the only one. I think he got like 30 something 40 bare knuckle fights, but still that 50 bare knuckle fights is a lot when you think about it. That's a long, brutal career because you only get usually 1 to 2 fights per year. Some guys are getting 3 fights a year. But a lot of guys only fight the champs only usually fight once a year. That's it. So yeah, we about to wrap it up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We got another interview Sunday, 4 p.m. with James Dalzell, and we got Justin Nightmare Street Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm still looking to see if we can lock in Chase Gormley as well. As I like to try to work around people's schedules. I know a lot of the shows has got set times, but I want to interview a lot of different fighters, so I try to work around their schedules as possible. Plus, everybody's on different time zones, and then you got the fighters overseas that are like, I like to interview Hayes Heppy, but he's like freaking 12 to 14 hours ahead of me, so I feel like I got to wake up at like 6 in the morning just to interview Hayes Heppy, which I mean, I might would do it if it was like a one off kind of thing. I wouldn't like to make like a a routine of getting up at 5 or 6 in the morning, have to interview a person. Cause like when I watched the Australia card, like I mean, I woke up the next morning, it was like 7 o'clock because it was a late night the night before, and like literally like went to bed with bare knuckle on and woke up and bare knuckle was on. That's a lot like think of how good of a company you have to be to put on a fight card in Denver at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then the next day you're putting on another card all the way across the world in Australia. I mean, you talking about across the pond. You're like across the pond in Australia, like completely on the other side of the planet. You know, that is a really good, well-oiled machine to do back-to-back fight cards like that. And it was literally, and that's the thing. I don't know how many people on the East Coast woke up at 5 in the morning. I know Russ from Extreme BKSC fan page. He was definitely woke up at 5 in the morning to watch that card. But I'm like, I don't know how many people did, but like I love BKSC and bare knuckle, but damn, that was like super early fight card right there. That was really just for Australia, just for Australia. It wasn't really for us because it was just too early, in my opinion, to get up and watch a fight card or just to get up and watch anything. Like I don't know that I'm getting up at 5 in the morning just to watch a TV show or a movie or a sport. I'm not doing it for basketball, NFL, not doing it for a movie, a TV show, but more power to him, man. That because it's still crazy to do back to back fight cards like that, back to back days, completely opposite sides of the freaking planet, man. And it looked like Australia was sold out and they were going crazy over there as well. And they were talking about how they would wanted to come over here and kick some American ass. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're about to wrap it up. Peace. And I'm out.